China is ready to work with Russia to strengthen comprehensive practical cooperation, stated Premier of the State Council of the People's Republic of China, Li Qiang, following his meeting with Putin. He also promised to elevate the partnership with Moscow to a new level.
We are ready together with you to fully implement the agreements reached on the top level and constantly expand the multifaceted and mutuality beneficial cooperation. I am ready to exchange ideas which comprise mutual interest.
The Russian Federation and China have approved a new plan for bilateral investment cooperation. The document was signed during Li Qiang's meetings with Russian counterpart Mishustin. It includes a list of more than 60 projects with a declared investment volume exceeding $138 billion, according to the Russian government.
China is not currently ready to support Russia globally when it comes to the geopolitical arena. This could be observed even in the tone of their official statements concerning the Kursk operation. There was no condemnation of Ukraine or explicit, straightforward support for the Russian Federation and so on. Nevertheless, since China still has its own interests that extend to the Russian Federation, they need to maintain certain connections.
Trade and economic relations between China and Russia are the central theme of the Chinese government's three-day visit. Moscow and Beijing are trying to look for a way out of the crisis. The main problem is difficulties with banking transactions. Chinese banks are increasingly freezing or delaying direct payments in yuan after the US expanded the list of secondary sanctions against the Russian Federation in June. One possible solution could be barter trade. However, due to restrictions, goods will have to be delivered through third countries, Newsweek publication writes.
Chinese firms, especially those exporting products subject to Western sanctions, such as electronics, are trying to send them through third countries. At the same time, commissions charged by agents for simplifying logistics increase the final cost, which is expected to lead to a reduction in imports of these goods into Russia, from a Newsweek publication.
Later, the head of the Chinese government headed for Minsk for a meeting with the head of the Belarusian government for an in-depth exchange of views, as reported by the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
China and Belarus are all-weather comprehensive strategic partners. In recent years, under the personal guidance and with the commitment of both presidents, the China-Belarus relations have maintained sound momentum of growth.
Lukashenko visited China twice, and in July 2024, Belarus became a full-fledged member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Just a few days after Belarus became the 10th member of the SCO, Beijing and Minsk conducted joint military exercises. The 11-day maneuvers started on the eve of the NATO summit in Washington and took place 5 kilometers from the Polish border. Reported by Paweł Sztelmach, Krystyna Dąbrowska, UATV News.